Raise the price of parking.
Yeah.
I'm very serious about that. I mean, Chicago's a great city. I worked with the CTA for a number of years. They have a couple of things going that we don't. First of all, they've got, Mayor Daley has made comments like, I'm not saying Mayor Daley is something we don't have, but Mayor Daley will not permit one new parking space to be built in downtown Chicago. Downtown is booming, it's growing, but he has said, I don't want to use downtown land to build parking. So we want to build homes, we want to build businesses. If you want to come downtown, use public transit. Okay, so he's able to control and do things in a very dictatorial way that no one can get away with here to really promote that land use and promote that planning. Chicago, where they used to have a rush hour, is pretty much rush all day in Chicago. You really can't work in the suburbs, go downtown for dinner and downtown back. So they really need to use public transit, and they do. But seriously, people look at the cost of public transit typically and the cost of parking. Even though some people may complain in Cleveland that we have tremendous traffic congestion, one of the issues is the top 32 metropolitan areas in the country, and there are 32 of the million people or more, we're either last or second to last every year in terms of congestion. It's between us and Buffalo, if you want to know the two at the end. And the reason, one of the rationales for looking at public transit or not is people historically compared the cost of the transit pass to the cost of parking. And again, our office in the warehouse district, I can park 2 blocks away from my office for $20 a month, very, very inexpensively. So that's another issue. So we need to raise parking prices, add some congestions. And we've done our part to add congestion and orange barrels on the streets. but some of it I think is cultural. I think the youth like yourself are more apt to use public transportation. When I moved to Cleveland, one thing that people told me is, in Cleveland, suits don't ride buses. And I think a lot of that is true. And that's one of the reasons why we're having success on the downtown trolleys, as they replace the loop buses. It's the image, it's marketing, it's branding. That's why we think the Euclid Corridor project or the Healthline project will have great success, because we're branding it differently.
Mr. Calabrese, I understand that you may be moving closer to a west side system utilizing vehicles like will run on the Euclid Corridor. Can you say any more about that, how likely that is to come to fruition, and the ways that it will differ from what you're doing on Euclid?
I can talk a little about a plan that's very preliminary at this point in time. We have great service and great customers on the west side. I love Clifton Boulevard. Always had great service on Clifton Boulevard between Rocky River, Lakewood, and the city of Cleveland. And we have had discussions for the last couple of years about taking the Euclid experience and moving it west of the river. To take Clifton Boulevard, there already is some money in line. It's been approved to improve the sidewalks, curbing, and roadway on Clifton Boulevard. What we'd probably do there is stay in the curbside, which we're not doing through most of Euclid Avenue. And the reason we're in the center on Euclid Avenue is there's less interference with cars. And we know, because of our experience on St. Clair and Superior downtown, even though we have exclusive lanes, UPS, FedEx, and US Mail don't know what exclusive lanes really mean. So there's more interference on the curbside. But I think we can do something Euclid Avenue-like on Clifton Boulevard for a nominal amount of money. We already have ordered additional vehicles. We talked about capacity issues before. The vehicles on Euclid Avenue will be 63 feet long. We ordered 20 additional 60-foot vehicles so we can carry more people, and those may be the vehicles we assign to a Clifton Boulevard type BRT system.
Yes, Mr. Calabrese. I almost always take the bus downtown rather than drive because of the time and because of the expense of parking.
Thank you.
But I use it 39, which comes from out in Euclid. And for a long time, we came down the freeway, and a couple of routes went through Bracknell. Now, every bus goes through Bracknell, which takes more time, more gasoline, instead of coming the freeway. That's one question. Number two, I've heard you complain about how much money you lose, but bus after bus after bus I've seen come downtown with nobody collecting fares because the fare box didn't work.
Two great questions. Let me address the first one first. Everything's a function of utilization. I mean, if we try not to bring buses downtown with 2 or 3 people on, we're going to try to pick up as many people as we can on the route downtown, and that line has not been doing very well in terms of ridership. So it's something we look at traditionally, try to make adjustments, but and I know we're looking at that route right now. about the fare collection system, RTA is in the process of installing a new fare collection system. The system that it's replacing is 19 years old, was very unreliable. Parts could no longer be obtained. And again, this is a process. It's not like, turning a key and having it all work. But the new system is going in. It should be complete this fall. We're working with the manufacturer on it. They have guaranteed that the units will work and are compensating us any revenue that we're losing because of the equipment not working. So we're working on that process as well. What you'll see beginning this fall, hopefully beginning in about a month, is ticket vending machines going in both on the Health Line on Euclid Avenue and other red line stations, where the ticket vending machines really will be the controlling factor. Be able to buy your fare before you get on with MasterCard, Visa, American Express, with cash, so you can buy it at that point in time, and that will tie into the rest of the system as well.
Thank you, Mr. Calabrese, for being here today and sharing your thoughts with us. I'm a downtown resident, and I have to say that the downtown trolleys, the addition of those, it's been phenomenal. It's a wonderful service, so thank you for that. Question relates to the future of it. It's my understanding that it was kind of started as a short-term idea, and it's obviously progressed a bit. What is the future for that? Possible expansion and maybe a weekend route, which I know I wouldn't mind paying for too. So
that's a great question. The other question is how much you're willing to pay for it. When we started the trolleys, again, working with the downtown businesses, my commitment was we'd buy the vehicles. We'd make that commitment, which was about $4 million. We'd operate them Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., which are roughly the hours we operate the loop service before. That was our commitment, our operational cost. And that if we operated it longer than that or more than that, we would need some assistance from private businesses. And I think everyone understood that because of our financial need, that we couldn't extend the hours any greater than that. Right out of the box, Cleveland State stepped forward and said, hey, we'd love this e-trolley running till 11 o'clock at night. And we did work out a financial arrangement with them that until the Silver Line or the Health Line is open, we would operate that e-line trolley through 11 p.m. at night, Monday through Friday. We're doing that. That will cease on October 25th of this year. But as we sold the naming rights to the Euclid Corridor project to be called the Health Line, we are turning our attention now to try to generate revenue on the trolleys. And with that money, we would use that to extend the hours. So we'd love to do that, but we need some public-private participation to make that happen.
Thank you, Joe.
Okay.
Thank you. Today at the City Club of Cleveland Forum, we have been listening to Joseph Calabrese, CEO of the Greater Cleveland RTA. Thank you, Mr. Calabrese. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This forum is now adjourned.
Thank you, sir.
Learned a lot. Good luck.